Yes, people, what's going on, man? What's going on? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Um, I have to address what happened yesterday. This is not a video that I want to have to be making. It's not a video I want to have to be doing. But when these things happen, as you can imagine, I'm not going to stay silent. I'm not going to stay silent. First and foremost, I want to big up to each and every single one of you who've reached out to me on a personal, on social media, in DMs, showing support. Obviously, there was an incident that's happened yesterday um, with an individual who was just straight up racist. There's no way of making a racist gesture towards me, and to everybody watching of color, and to everybody who was there as witnesses behind the camera of color. So That's what I'm talking about. In case you don't know. But I will start off by just saying that the solidarity shown by every single one of you who've reached out in today's morning show, you guys, putting comments in of love and support and saying that you're going to report it and stuff like that. That has been amazing. And you know what? When you are black and this does happen to you, male or female, right, man, woman, or child, it takes a lot out of you, man. It takes a lot out of you because you just think how like I'm tired. I'm tired, man. I'm really, really tired. But at the same time, you don't stop. And you know what? Look, in 2024, as you saw by the reaction, I was stunned. And you know what? I'm not stunned that racism exists. I've got thick skin. We know that every black person knows, and every person who isn't racist knows that racism exists, right? But just at how overtly racist the incident was, that's what and you feel blindsided. You get, they're one of you at the start. Obviously, the individual isn't with the views that they have and beliefs that they have. They're certainly not one of us, but they come across as one of you, singing United songs that kind of lure you in, and you think, okay, yeah, it's just someone having a good time, you know. And then you get caught blindsided with that, and even watching it back was difficult, even for me, because I was like, actually, that genuine shock of my face of when it switches of like you're in that moment, and a lot of you guys watched it back and thought, did they actually just say that? And I want to clarify this as well, by the way, because I've seen a few comments saying, you know, did she say this or did she say that? Listen to me right now. Yeah, not that I even have to clarify this, but I'm just going to do it once and once only. She absolutely said what she said. Yeah, there aren't no circumnavigating it. There aren't no working around it. Yeah, people need to be held accountable for the things that they do and the things that they say. Yeah, and she absolutely said what she said. There's no way two ways about it. I heard it. You can hear it. Yeah, on the video, and to all of the people that were around me that weren't just black, which there was a lot of black and people of color who were literally listening to it and just as stunned as I was. We all heard it, so I can just to some people just genuinely were a bit confused, like, oh, surely she didn't say that, because it is actually quite shocking. You think, nah, they must not have said that, which was my reaction at the point. So I can understand why some of you lot have had that, but she definitely used the N word in the connotation in which she used it in the context of which she used it in. So that's what's happened. And listen, guys, you lot have seen I've dealt with uh racist incidents before. It's not the first. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the last. And I think it's so important to allow these people to be accountable. I don't need to go into who the person is and this, that, and the other. As you've seen online, those things are happening. Um, and I hope that she gets the repercussions and the consequences that's deserved for that. It's about educating. It's about people like being able to understand that when you hold these type of views and you want to be stupid enough to make that public in front of thousands of people, then you're going to be held accountable. I've been in situations before that you guys have seen, and I've dealt with it in a way that I see fit, and I'll continue to do that. I won't stay silent, and there's a reason why we did not cut that out of the video. I wanted that video to go out exactly how it was, and I knew you, the community, and the wider community would do what was right, And also, some people said to me, "Why didn't you go after the person? And why didn't you do this?" Unfortunately, guys, and it shouldn't be like this, because when you get racially abused, you should be within your rights to go mad and to confront people. But guess what? Also, that's not how it works. What actually happens sometimes from reacting in a way of anger, in a way of, I won't say violence, but in a way of, you know, in a confrontational manner. What happens when you're a person of color, and I'll tell you this for free, is that you then get scrutinized. All of a sudden, you don't become the victim anymore. You become the perpetrator. And I know that might be hard for some of you to understand. You might be sitting there listening to me going, but Flex, how can that be? You're the one who got racially abused. You're within your rights to do X, Y, Z. But unfortunately, what happens is that the scrutiny then turns on to the victim. He shouldn't have responded like that. He should have been the bigger man. He should have done this. And listen, there's a lot of people I know who wouldn't have responded in the way that they did. But I just thought the more impactful thing, the more powerful thing to do is you've just come onto a camera on a big platform. You probably thought I was some nobody who ain't going to say nothing. I don't know what she thought, right? I don't really care. But you will be named and shamed, and people will know who you are now instantly with what you've done. And that's what happened within a couple of hours. I will say that the club have reached out to me. They've taken the early steps in what they need to do. So, you know, we're all United fans here. Well, we're not just all United fans, we're all football fans, and we're all fans from different clubs. Probably you lot watching this video are, but just in terms of my community, what we can't do in football, you know, I did see that as well. Oh, that's not a United fan. That's definitely a Chelsea fan. Listen, I'll tell you this now. She was a Man United fan as well. She was a Man United fan. It doesn't matter what fan she is. And the fact that she is a fan of our club, I'm not going to say it hurts any more or less. If you're a fan of any club and that's your views and beliefs, you're disgusting. And it's got no place in our society and our game. And what I will say is that, yeah, the club have reached out and they've been supportive as well. So I will continue those conversations and the necessary conversations that happen. I didn't want you lot to think that our club hasn't really addressed it. They reached out to me straight away. A few people reached out to me from in the club straight away, and I'll be having more conversations with them. So I want to thank the club for that. And I'm just not standing for it, man. I just, do you know, like I said, I'm tired. You want to be able to just go and support your team, you know, go and enjoy watching your team. And whether it's for you guys in society that are watching this as black people, we want to just enjoy our life. We want to be able to just go to work, go to hobbies, go to concerts, go to wherever, and not have to worry about this. And this is what I mean about this is the true reflection of our reality. Like when some people say, "Oh, it's just a race card and this, that, and the other," you're so quick to do this. This is our reality. On any given day, on any given Sunday, this can happen to you as a black person. Like there's no hiding it. Whether it's, and like you see in the video, whether it's covertly or overtly. Like I sat there and I thought, not that this makes it any better, but I was just sort of thinking to myself, right? And I went, it wasn't even like, you know, like if there's a disagreement, you have a confrontation with somebody, and then their racial connotations or racial slurs, they come out in anger, they come out in venom because they lost their head about something and they let it slip. That's like, obviously it's not right, but that's like can happen in the heat of the moment, and you go, oh, the real you just came out then. This was like, you're in a good place. You're happy. You're coming to watch the football. You're in a good mood. Me and you have just shared, you know, loads of people come up to me after the game. You know, they've had a few drinks and they're in a good mood. They're singing songs. I get involved. Like, no worries. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it is. Then you've come back and said that. So it basically means if that doesn't show you how unprotected we are and what the true representation of some of our society hold, then you will never know. So the next time you see, you know, a black person get their back up or, you know, feel a certain way, this is our reality. And that does hurt when some people think, oh, people just pulling a race card and that. This is our reality. And unfortunately, it's not going to change. And I'm tired. I'm going to keep tackling it, keep standing strong. And the reason why I'm addressing this is because it wasn't just me that would have been offended or hurt by having that. Like I said, there was people of color, loads of people are in and around the camera that was behind it you lot didn't see. I know, I'm very aware of our community. There's a lot of, you know, people who would have sat down with their families and their kids to watch my reaction to the game. That's what happens week in, week out on the United View. And they would have been stunned watching that. Imagine putting that on in your front room with your young children, and you see that, whether you're black or white or whatever race you are, having to watch that. It's not easy to hear, and it's not nice. So to the youngsters watching this, and to people of color watching this, like, you know, be strong, man, because this is what's out there. Face it head on, be strong, but know that's our reality. It's not nice, and we're gonna keep fighting. Um, so I just wanted to, yeah, thank everybody for their love, support, like from all my friends, family, and like people in the industry. Loads of people have reached out to me, so that is heartwarming. We need to stick together like this. I'm all right. Do you know what I mean? It's not nice. It's not good. It hurts, but at the same time, you guys have seen me. You guys have. There's been things on the internet that not always racist, but things of, you get involved. People try and draw you out. People try and do this, and we've had it. We've had people approaching us. You guys have seen it when things go viral, and you always see how I conduct myself, and I'm never gonna stop doing that. Whether it's racism, whether it's bigotry, whether it's whatever fight it is against discrimination, you're always gonna see me rise above it. That's just how I am as a person, and you're never gonna ever stop me from doing what I love for the people that enjoy it, and see me fight the good fight. That's never going to happen. But it does take a lot out of you, man. It does. And it's not until you take it in and you wake up the next day and you're like, you know what, man? How many more times? Because this will happen again. This will happen again. So listen, I hope that the individual gets the consequences that they deserve. And big up to each and every single one of you who showed love, solidarity, and I stand with you guys, man. It's as simple as that. And we keep it moving, and we keep the fight strong, and that's what we're going to continue to do. So big up to each and every single one of you, and let's get back to the football, I suppose. Big up, peace.